Now we're in the living room of the bus, and it's a really rainy, nasty day outside, but down below the couches on the left and the right is storage. There's 4 places under here. All of these are made so that you can put a bus tub, you know, like a busboy would use at a restaurant. Bus tubs slide in and out of all of them. And that way, we used bus tubs throughout in all of the storage, especially on the floor where we could fit them. Because what it does is it allows you to take that bus tub in the house, do what you want to do with the contents there, bring it back out. Back in the bunk area, I'll show you where the kids all had their own bus tub. And, you know, the rule was you can bring whatever you want. It's just got to fit in your bus tub. And it goes up under the bunks where it's not in the way. So there's lots of storage up front here, and then there's the dinette right there, which makes it into a bed like most dinettes for an RV. And then over here you've got the kitchen. Now one thing is the curtains, there's kind of this rail for the curtains to ride on that goes all the way around the front part of the bus. It actually goes anywhere that there are curtains in the bus. One really nice thing about that is when you're parked somewhere, it gives you a great place to put things like hats and phones and sunglasses and your money, and you know, you can throw your phone up there. Everybody knows where their stuff is. It's not on the seats. It doesn't get lost. It doesn't get broken. It doesn't get sat on. All those kinds of things. So that was really intended just, you know, to mount a rail for the curtains, but it wound up being one of our favorite things. Okay, now this is just storage, you know, where you would put, we normally put paper plates and food and things like that up in here. Same thing on the other side of the kitchen there. Just a regular standard sink like you'd have at home, and a faucet. Lots of outlets throughout. There's one over here on the table. There's an outlet right here in the front of the seat there. There's actually one inside up underneath there in case you had, I don't know what it would be, but something you wanted to hide up under there and plug in. I like lots of outlets, so there's lots of outlets in this conversion. Now this refrigerator right here, it is an RV refrigerator. It has a steel frame built around it that is then bolted into the frame of the bus. I wanted to make sure that if you had a crash and you ran into something, that the fridge wouldn't come loose and come flying forward. So it is bolted in place to the frame, or the fridge isn't, but there's a steel frame around it, and then it's bolted, the fridge is bolted into that steel frame. Okay, let's talk just briefly about the kitchen. So the way it's set up is you've got the sink here. Right underneath it, inside this box here, is the hot water tank. It's propane fired. We keep our trash right up underneath the sink, just like we do at home. Now here's one thing that we really like. Our drawers are made of bus tubs. So they slide in and out just on plywood runners. They work really well. And again, you know, for your wife, you can take these bus tubs in the house. She can load in there. You know, my wife would keep pots and pans and knives and forks and all kinds of kitchen utensils in these. And so she could take them in the house. She could load what she needed for the trip, bring them out, and you didn't have to carry handfuls of stuff in and out. You had it all in bus tubs. Worked really well. This is the stove, of course, 3-burner propane and an oven below. Still in excellent shape. Down below, the central heat is behind this panel right here, and that is the return air grate right there. Another storage cabinet right there. Now what this that you see right here, you'll find them throughout the bus, and it's just they're night lights. So at night there's always a little bit of light glowing, and we made those. These are just standard pulls like you would have for a drawer pull, and then underneath there is just a little socket that holds a light bulb. This is from the central air right here. The central air ducting in an MCI bus, there's a channel that runs front to back of the bus right down the middle, and we just insulated it, and that's our air duct that runs from front of the bus to the back of the bus and provides the ducting for the central heat. Thermostat sits right there that controls it, and then up above we've got the microwave. This is just another cabinet over here. This is the Vena hood. It also is the for your gray water and black water and fresh water, your battery condition Vena hood. This controls the hot water tank, and it's blinking red right now to tell you that the hot water tank's not functioning properly, but that's because the propane is shut off. You just push this button, that'll cause the hot water tank to spark and light, and then this green light will show up to tell you that it's working properly. So if you see this blinking, you're probably out of propane and you need to go switch your propane bottles. This coach was designed with 4 separate and dividable areas in it. So you've got the front part of the bus right here, and there's a double door, well, there's a folding door located right here that will close off the front of the bus. Then you've got the bunk beds all right in here, and there's another folding door right here, and then we have the bathroom right in here and another folding door right here, and then you have the master bedroom back here in the back. So what that does is it provides you 4 distinct areas where you can close off. You can put, you know, if you had another couple with you, you could give them the front part of the bus. They can close that door and have total privacy. You've got total privacy back in the master bedroom. You can close off the 2 doors to the bathroom, and you have a nice big bathroom to be private in. And you can also close off the ones to the bunk beds. Like I have 3 girls and a boy, and so the 3 girls could close off this and have this area to change clothes in or do whatever. They also have their own private bunks, each one of them, an upper and a lower, and you know, they would close their curtains to their bunks and change clothes in there too. Each bunk has its own light and its own outlet for charging your phone or playing games or whatever it is that you need to do. So they can get in here. The kids love this. They get in here, close their curtain. It's kind of like being on a train trip or something like that. Got their light on. They're reading at night, and works really, makes a really cozy environment in there. Kind of dark in here. Now down below, like I talked about, is more storage, and this holds those same bus tubs. Again, right there on the wall is another night light. You've got a sink, mirrors on both sides, mirror in the front, and a light up above. Now here we have a dryer, and people are always asking me, why do you have a dryer and you don't have a washing machine? Well, we had 2 RVs before this one. We got 4 kids, and we found that we didn't really need to wash clothes so much as we needed to dry things, because, you know, when you're on vacation, you do a lot of swimming, you get hot, you need to take baths, and you wind up, you know, we'd all take a bath, you'd have 6 wet towels, you'd have wet clothes from being out in the rain or being in the pool or something like that. And in an RV, you fight the moisture. So what we do is you take a bath, you throw your wet towel in the dryer after everybody's had their bath, you run the dryer. Now you got 6 dry towels, you fold them up, you put them back, and you use them for several days. If, you know, if they start getting dirty, you have to wash them. But we normally bring enough clothes that we don't have to do any washing, at least only once a week. And if we do, we go to a washateria, we get 4 washing machines, we wash everything really fast, and then we get right back on the road. And as we go down the road, we run the dryer and we dry them all. So it works just fine. Now up above that, this is where our hanging clothes go. Turn that light on. So we got the dryer, and then there's a rod there. This is where you would hang clothes. Now let's see. So right across from the dryer is the shower. One thing I wanted to make sure was that I had a full-size shower. I'm kind of tall, don't like rolling up in a ball to take a shower. It's got a very nice shower head and a very nice shower control there, 1 lever. This, for people who are building it, this is that board you can get at like Home Depot. It's like fiberglass on the inside and then vinyl on the outside. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's solid all the way through, and I just made it to fit, glued it to the walls, and then siliconed the joints. I was worried, you know, that it might not last. It's been in here for well over 10 years and has held up great. I'm very, very, very pleased with it. Now this does have a glass shower door, and so we lock it like that as we go down the road so that it can't come open and get broken. All right, now here's a very important item. The toilet in an RV can certainly be a problem. And a lot of times RVs suffer with, every time someone uses the toilet, even if they're just urinating, you get a horrible smell up into the RV and it stays for quite some time. So the way we fix that in this one is we put up here at the top, we put an exhaust fan that basically, it's a pretty powerful exhaust fan. It'll exhaust the entire bus. And so what you do is if you're going to use the restroom, excuse me, you come in and you shut the door, and the door has a gap at the bottom and at the top, and you turn the fan on. Oops. And you turn the fan on, and it'll start sucking air. Take care of your business in here, whatever you need to do. The whole time, any kind of an odor is being sucked right out. Then, with the door closed, you flush the toilet, and then just wait, about 5 seconds for the fan to suck any kind of an odor out of the room here with you, up and out the fan. Then you can shut the fan off. You can shut the fan off, and you come out, and all the smell has been blown out. There's no problems at all. This system has worked really good. Now down here in the corner, you'll see there's a sprayer like you would have for a sink, and that just helps you with a you know, with an RV toilet. A lot of times if you have a bowel movement in there, you'll have smears on the edges, you know, which can look nasty and be kind of embarrassing. And so that sprayer, you can use that to spray down the walls and, you know, get things nice and clean in there before you come out. Now this brings us back here to the master bedroom, and we normally have a navy blue comforter on here, but we just got back from a trip and my wife is washing it. So it has the standard storage underneath the mattress. You lift the mattress up and there's storage around there, and there's you can lift the mattress, or there's also, let me just kind of show you, there's doors down here underneath the side where you can get to them. This is the very back of the bus. This bed is directly over the engine. If you want to talk about sleeping really well, get somebody else to drive and come back here and lay on this bed as you slowly bounce down the road and the engine's rumbling up underneath you. You'll sleep like a baby. All right, now, so this is my bedside table right here, and you lift it up. It'll hold all kinds of stuff, books, you know, whatever you want to put in there. And then you've got a nice top to use. Got an outlet right there, and your own personal light. Again, we've got these same things for the curtains in the back. This is where I always put my wallet and my phone and my watch and all that. It's all right there handy for you. This is where my wife and I keep our clothes, back here in the back. Lots of storage there. That's actually the original fiberglass from the original bus in the back. But this is where you know, we keep our clothes, is right in there. Now, if you're talking about things in the bus that I wish I had done differently or I would change, this is one of them right here. You see the black marks on the wall? Okay, what that is this covering on the walls is called ozite, and it's kind of just like a really thin carpet. And that black, what you're seeing is when you go down the road, apparently you get a negative pressure back here in the bedroom, and what it's doing is it's pulling in air from the outside, and this, being over the engine, is apparently pulling it in from the engine compartment. And it's got, you know, it's dirty. The air's just, you know, kind of dusty and that kind of stuff. And so what you're seeing is this is basically turned into a filter. And so if I was going to keep the bus, what I would do is I would put an oak wainscoting back here. I would just get some 1/4 inch oak plywood, stain it just like the table right there. I would start right at the top. I would probably come right here, right under this edge right here, and I would just run straight back with it, and it would cover that and seal it up. You never have, it's on both sides, it's the same. You never have an odor back here, you know, like you're getting fumes or anything like that. It's just, you know, this thing's had lots of miles put on it, and over that time, little bits of air seeping through there has left those deposits. So it's not, you know, it's nothing horrible, it's just unsightly. I've had questions about what the ceiling and the walls are covered with, and it's called ozite. It's kind of like a really thin carpet, but you can see it molds really well. This is an aluminum strip that runs across and holds the fiberglass front to the aluminum, back of the bus. And, you know, it molded to that. It made nice cuts around this front, and to get everything fit up really nicely. And it was just glued in place with contact cement like you would use to glue down Formica. And we rolled it on the bus itself, and then a thin coating on the back of the ozite. Let it dry until you get tacky, and then stuck it on there. Be sure you're wearing some kind of a respirator, and you've got the windows open, because the fumes get pretty bad. Well, I hope you're finding this series interesting, and you'll continue to watch all of the parts of it. And as usual, thank you for watching.